Another choppy and tricky tape with the trend revealing itself at the end of the day on negative volume. Once again, this negative volume is tricky. Buying the stock, selling the futures leads to this negative volume, and our VSD strategy struggled with that today and yesterday. So what will probably happen is we'll probably trade into this. We've traded into this trend line. We're into these Fibonacci numbers that we talked about yesterday between 14,850 and 15,150. And it will probably sell off. There'll probably be some selling or profit taking off the lows once this goes positive. So once the net volume in the futures is positive, then we may start to get some selling. So while it's negative, they're doing the buying. So kind of an inverse relationship here between the futures and the stocks, and that was where most of our struggle was today on VSD long short. Let's look at the results on the day. Minus 1225 per micro. We had a little room to phase in additional contracts at the end of the day and get some of that back. So instead of minus 2450 on the 200K with 2 micros, which is what it would be, we increased contract sizes, and mainly on this EVP long trade. So I had a low risk entry point for that and got a little bit more profit out of that. Was disappointed to see this go short. I would have wanted to stay long because I anticipated this type of move. I could see it coming. They keep running it up against negative volume. We have earnings now, and so the market was choppy all day waiting for earnings, and then it started to rally right before the earnings release. And so now we have about 200 points off these lows. So it's disappointing to see gap continuation 2019, one of our favorite strategies, get stopped out right there. So, and then we had tick wave, which did really well in the ES. It got stopped out right there. So, this is 200-point rally after you get stopped out in the NASDAQ futures. And so here are some of the trades on the day. 60-minute breakout had 2 losses, and then finally a profit target on the day. Tick wave stopped out. Cobra 2022. It's been on a wonderful winning streak, and then 2 losers in a row now. Stock index swing was profitable. So we've had a high percentage of losers. Yesterday we only had 1 winner out of about 16 trades. Today we had about the same number of trades, and we have 3 winners today. So only 3 winners today out of about 17 trades, and 1 winner yesterday out of 17 trades. And let's look at the results again. I've not seen this many markets chop this much for this long all at the same time. And so it's been very, very challenging to trade this gold, crude oil, and we're just mainly trading micro NQ right now. Once again, minus 1225 per micro, 200K. We did a little better because we increased contracts on a winning trade. And so we may increase contracts again, depending on where we are in the portfolio calculator. Minus 725 on the 50K portfolio. The old hypotheticals that we're not trading, the 10 strategy setup, I'm going to show you that. 200K portfolio, minus 2780. ES was plus 425. NASDAQ was minus 545. Crude oil, minus 1775. Natural gas was down today, minus 350. Gold was down again. It pretty much loses every day in gold, so we're not trading that market, fortunately. And so let's go over those charts. We can see, let's take a look at the strategies and portfolios that we were trading. And so we're doing a little better since we transitioned away from that. This continues to go into a drawdown, and this one continues to go into a drawdown. And we've had some success in this. This one was up last month and took a drawdown at the end of the month. And even with the drawdown at the end of January, it was still up on the month. And so we're trading strategies that are favorable for this market condition, even though the last 2 days have been more challenging. So let's take a look here at the other 200K and 50K setups. So here is the tick wave on the ES. This was profitable. This one was profitable in the ES, but not in the NASDAQ. Stopped out on the NASDAQ. And 60-minute breakout is long here, so I have to add that to it, plus 462. That helps it some. What we were seeing here will improve just a little bit on that trade. And then night trader, plus 675. 60-minute breakout short, minus 1875. And NASDAQ went long, flipped to short. Hated to see that. That would have been a nice trade right there, to take that long trade instead of reversing to short. Continue into the close here. 15.049 instead of getting out at 15.0990. You'd had about a $2,400 additional $2,400 in profit. Instead of losing 60 points, you'd make about 60 points. So here's this gap continuation trade, just stopped out the lows. It's the most stop running market, the longest stop running market I can remember, to have this type of price action where it's stop running this much for this long on this many markets. And so it's very challenging. Stock index swing, that was up on the day. AT 2020 stopped out on the day. Gold, you see gold reversal, got short, reversed along. These patterns these are just strange looking patterns. How do you trade that? It's just sloppy. And then silver, no trades. Copper, no trades. Crude oil, I mean, look at these patterns in crude oil. We've got crude swing that's still long, but you get this choppy pattern up here. Market's trying to go higher. We'll see. I think the trend is up, and I think it will go higher, but there's a lot of resistance up here. And so back and forth, a lot of spike downs and come back, spike down and come back, spike down and come back. And you see gap fill in reverse, got short here, stopped out the highs. These got long, quickly stopped out near the lows, and then they reversed on each one of those. This one reversed on the highs. This one reversed on the lows. So familiar stop running. And natural gas, one was profitable, plus 475, one was a loser, minus 825. Soybeans, saw this in the pre-market. Looked like a good discretionary long trade, didn't take it though. Would have been a nice discretionary trade to take. Don't usually see this kind of price action at 6:40 to 7:30 in the morning. Soybeans closes at 7:45 and reopens at 8:30 Central when the stock market opens. So there's a 45-minute window there where it's closed. So it ran up and then it closed for 45 minutes, reopened, and then shot up. And so soybeans is doing what we thought it would do. It's taken a lot longer. It's pulled back a lot further. Last year we were soybeans bulls longer term, and it's just taken a long time. No signals though. Interesting, no signals, and the intraday pattern is really choppy. I thought one of these would capture the move, but it didn't. So those are the trades on the 200K that we were trading and are not trading and are down. Cobra Crude is the only one in the 50K portfolio. And so here's the indicator once again that shows a negative net selling in the markets today, yesterday, even on Friday in that big rally we had on Friday, negative volume. So market's going up on negative volume. It can do that. Here it is represented in the trend line with the parabolic SAR and taking out the trend line, taking out the downtrend line. We made a video about that earlier. Coming into some Fibonacci at 15,150, and the market's trying to make a V reversal here. And so those are the trades on the day. I will have the portfolio calculator updated later on this evening. Hey, David Bean here. Welcome to Capstone Trading Systems YouTube page. Be sure to subscribe to join our community of algorithmic traders. We are real money traders. We share our winning streaks, we share our losing streaks, as well as market updates, strategies, and coding tips.